Hi Leo, this is your October 2023/Eclipse season reading. So we had a nice long extended Leo season this summer in the Northern Hemisphere with all of those planets in Leo for a minute, but there is no sign feeling the back to school Virgo season energy much like yourself. The Knight of Pentacles is your past energy, so you're getting down to business recently. I feel like this energy came through for you around the 14th of September onwards, the new moon in Virgo, and it carried you through the end of September into the beginning of this month of October. The Knight of Pentacles tells me you gained a lot of satisfaction from the work you were doing. Maybe you did have to roll up your sleeves, but I think you had a good time doing it. You really got down to business and made a great deal of progress recently, Leo, and now you can sort of see your vision come to life. And I see that vision of yours, Queen of Swords, is set to expand towards the end of the month. The end of the month brings razor sharp clarity to your world. There's a situation that has been completely unclear for you, and it really is at the end of the month, that eclipse on the 28th of October, which brings about a real sense of understanding. You meet somebody very important this month that helps you on this journey. The King of Swords comes through as some sort of a guide to you, an expert, a profession. You know, we always hear of the King of Swords being a lawyer or somebody like an accountant or a doctor or somebody just who has a title, but it doesn't have to be. It can be somebody that you meet that just unlocks something that you have been trying to access. And we're going to clear these cards up now, look at the spread together and go a little bit deeper. But it's been really whatever you've been working on is set to continue to grow, and maybe you're the King of Swords, right? Maybe you're not even outsourcing elsewhere. You do seem to just like get the right person that comes in and just helps you through, like unlocks a level for you. But I also see you stepping into King of Swords energy from the Knight, who's kind of like worked hard, and they kind of are the apprentice. You're the apprentice becoming the master this month. So that's you stepping into King of Swords energy, the supreme authority on your world, basically. Okay, so you're feeling really productive lately and really on point and really skillful. And you've got this really beautiful vision for the future and it comes to life. Let's see what kind of archetype you have been embodying lately before looking at these cards together and pulling more to clear up. You could be dealing with Virgos lately, and I see some air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius coming into your world in October. Ooh, the Seed. This is a very minimalist looking archetype, the Seed. So that reminds me of this Knight of Pentacles energy, like what have you planted and now it's set to grow. And here it is, where the bleep is my archetype guide. Okay, so we're gonna look at the Seed, the beginning, the origin, the pearl. Beginnings come in many forms. They are not always a beautiful seed placed intentionally in nourishing soil. Origin stories, like any birth story, are complex, surprising, multi-layered, and usually reveal a central image or detail that represents the fully formed being. Simply stated, the end is present in the beginnings, or the entire oak tree resides within the acorn. Whether you follow this imaginal theory or not, know that when this card appears, there is potent generative energy all around. It stirs your very insides and usually results in an antsy, impatient feeling. Pay particular attention to what agitates you. It is a sure sign of growth to come. You are bumping up against a growth edge. It is from the grit that the pearl eventually comes to be. So this archetype you've been working with has been very fertile, germinating, building, and generative. But if you have been seeing the shadow aspect of this, you may be noticing festering, stewing, or anything that's being dormant. Let's look at these cards together, Leo, and pull some more to go deeper. It seems to me that, like the pearl oyster, you have been irritated by some grit that has actually encouraged you to begin a new cycle or to grow. It's like something got into the organism that shouldn't have been there, and you recognized it, but from that it inspired a catalyst from growth. And I think that this seed was planted even long before this new moon on September 14th that we have in Virgo. I think that this Knight of Pentacles is just you carrying on the efforts that you planted a while ago, but now, like, since this is your past energy, so whenever you see this reading, take it as it resonates. But I feel like from mid-September onwards, it's you making a lot of progress with this new beginning. Let's have a look at the Knight of Pentacles somewhat deeper. I set the intention, Leo, for these readings to be fluid, time and energy wise. So when it resonates, that's when you're meant to see it. But this is a past energy to me. 6 of Swords and the 4 of Cups. It's like really welcome to see this in the past and you moving towards a goal now, because this kind of energy of the Knight of Pentacles is progress. But this 6 of Swords and 4 of Cups couldn't be less interested in the world around them. Even this girl's top says over it. So there's been something that has encouraged you to get a pep back in your step, because you have really just been off your game lately, I think. Maybe it's just the come down from Leo season and the Venus retrograde in the sign of Leo. And maybe you've been pretty zapped of energy lately, and you planted a seed at some point and you didn't know you were actually starting something new, because you were actually just going through a phase in your life that seemed more irritating than anything, more annoying than anything. And little did you know that there was actually a seed of growth that was planted in that moment or in that time frame. And now it seems like your past energy is you making progress on this, moving on from something, 6 of Swords, moving on from a situation that was pretty difficult, not healthy for you, that, you know, got you in this rush, this stagnant energy of doing the same thing, not even caring what the results were. You kind of didn't care anymore. And now the Knight of Pentacles shows like a lot of dedication coming through, a lot of interest in like the world around you, and like a lot of interest in making something a success for yourself. So the time of disinterest, the time of wanting to check out seems to have passed now. You maybe have had a lot of support from people to get you back on your merry way, but the King of Swords is a different ballgame now altogether. This month and in October, the anchor card, really, the King of Swords, is stepping into your A game now. Having the final say, making a decision, being the last word on something, having a commanding presence, respect from others, gaining respect, being seen as an authority, being seen as a leader, the King of Swords, being seen as an expert, not being unnoticed, you know, not being passed by. The 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment, the 7 of Swords. So I feel like the wish for you would be like to be recognized and to be seen as a sort of person that knows what they're talking about. And it seems to me that there has been a possibility that it's been irritating to you, that you've been overlooked time and time again. It actually could have led you to a point of some depression in your world too. You know, that might not resonate for everybody, but I think the 6 of Swords is like this checking out, and the 4 of Cups is complete disinterest. So it may not be as serious as depression, but it could have felt like overall nothing was really sparking your interest. But at that time you didn't know what that seed, what that was planted was, I suppose. And again, that seed, if you remember, came from some sort of an irritant. It came from something you didn't like, or discomfort, or something you wanted nothing to do with maybe, or a person you didn't really like. Now, the Nine of Cups is you kind of finally sort of feeling like vindicated, perhaps satisfied, or like noticed, like, okay, now they see that I know what I'm doing. Now they see that I deserve respect, and like, you're being more ballsy. You're like, I command respect. But there's still something that's a little bit off here in October. The Seven of Swords is like, it's like you kind of think you're getting what you want, only to peel the onion layer back and kind of like step out from this center of the seed and kind of see things. This looks like an onion layer, right? It's like you peel something away to discover that something isn't quite what it seems, or that there's some shady shit going on with the Seven of Swords at times, It also could just be that you go into something very gung-ho because now you've got your mojo back, and the King of Swords is like, look at me now, big swinging dick energy, like, I told you I would make this happen, I told you you would see me, I'm like the cat that got the cream. And then because of this gung-ho energy, and it's coming from a place in you, Leo, I think that it's like you need to prove yourself, so it's a defensive layer. So it's kind of like it's either defense, it's either offense. It's like coming from a place of self-preservation, because now you're in this position where you have the attention, you have not even the spotlight, but you have this sort of platform and the mic, right? And you're ready to speak, you're ready to make that decision, you're ready to be the one that steps up. And so as a result, you could kind of get way ahead of yourself. And it's when then this kind of, I suppose it's been quite extreme for you, going from a place of like stagnant energy and dissociation and sort of like fading away. Basically, you felt like a part of your essence faded away. And little did you know, the seed was still germinating. And then in September, when things actually started getting going for you again, and you felt strong, and you felt like you'd been working out, that you'd been like taking good care of yourself, and that you were doing the right things. Okay, well then, it was quite extreme to feel all of a sudden this like elation almost. And for that reason, you run into something in October, you're inclined to go full steam ahead here before making a plan, before kind of strategizing, before making sure that this is exactly how you're going to pull it off. And I also get the sense like you want to do some damage control in October, because you might irritate somebody else. The projection of what initially irritated you, pissed you off, annoyed you, what you kind of felt like you didn't like or didn't respond to, you're now running the danger of basically doing the same thing. Let's look at the Queen of Swords here. So the Queen of Swords is your vision for the future. And if there is if this isn't you carrying out the Seven of Swords plan that's a little futile, that isn't well thought through, that doesn't get executed in the way that you wish, you're noticing other people in that energy. Or you're noticing, look at this Nine of Cups, look what is behind here. What are they hiding? It's such a weirdly tall table with a really long tablecloth, and I just think that there's something hiding behind that. So what are they hiding? You get to find that out, the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords tells me that absolutely all will be revealed towards the end of the month. From the 14th onwards, there is an eclipse on the 14th. It's like, you can run, but you can't hide, okay? So the truth will out, and you get the clarity you're looking for. Conversely, if you're hiding something, if you're trying to get away with something, or being not transparent with those around you, well, again, the Queen of Swords, somebody might call you out. The Queen of Swords, let's see. But I mainly see the Queen of Swords as clarity around your vision, and I'd want to see what comes through with that. We're going to go deeper into all of this in the extended. The Three of Wands in reverse and the Page of Pentacles. So again, there is something about your vision that needs to be brought back to basics a little bit. So the Three of Wands, you know, the future looks bright here, right? The horizon is expansive and there is optimism about these ships coming in and the results being fantastic. In the reversal, yeah, well, if things aren't thought through properly, if there is no strategy, if it's all just kind of like action, reaction, and no kind of pause for thought or being able to see the sort of bigger picture, well, you might be a little disappointed then. I just want to go back to the start, the seed. It said something, let me see. Yeah, it was something about an imaginal theory about the beginnings being, or the endings being present in the beginning. So that's interesting. It's like you already know what the outcome is, or you can see what the outcome is, but it's going back to how did you start this? What was it started in a way that you can see like being sustainable, manageable, or did you rush in, or did you move from a place of apathy, of disinterest, of like, fine, I'll do it? The Three of Wands is telling me that you might need to go back to the drawing board this month. The Page of Pentacles is a great card to see for that, because this is going to be new experiences, but a little bit more of a fresh take on things. School bag is on. Go and study this, look into it a little more. Don't be afraid to be a beginner, because when you're in Page of Pentacles energy, even though there's a novice quality here, there is this kind of like, well, it's in alignment and it will come really naturally to you, and you'll share the nuggets of wisdom as you go. But I just think that your vision still needs to be refined this month, and this month will be a nice time to do that for you. That's when this King of Swords might step in. So this could be the sort of expert, the advisor, the strategist, and they'll tell you like, I would do it XYZ way. Leo, you're fixed fire. I hear you saying, well, I'm going to do it my way. Well, I'm just reading these cards. I know that you're going to want to do it your way, but see how you go. And, you know, you've really come such a long way, and one way or another that seed has been planted, so we're just going to have to wait and see how it grows for you. What I'm going to do now is get into your extended reading, looking deeper into this situation, and then pulling a card for love. Both if you're single, I'll look at if you're in a relationship, I'll look at if you're single, I'll look at your spiritual destiny in October, your money, your resources, and your career. So head over there if you wish. If you're just sticking around for this, thank you so much for your time and energy, and please consider subscribing. Leaving a comment would be so appreciated by me as well. It really keeps me interested in doing these readings. Thank you, Leo. Take care.